Captain Marvel, the fake Dundee movie, JoeCon reviews, and Gary the fucking Viking is here. All that and more on this episode of Nerds with Attitude Podcast. All right, what is up, nerds?
Hey, how's it going?
Right back at you, nerd.
Yes, I am recording this time. Thank you for double checking me, Scott.
No problem. Is the camera on? Camera's on?
Yes, camera's on.
Is it recording?
Jesus, we're off to a wonderful start. Welcome to everybody that's watching on YouTube.
Hey.
What's up? Hi.
We got a large group here with our special guest, Gary, who we talk about a lot and hasn't been on an episode in quite a while. So, I am, as always, I am Kevin.
I'm Scott.
I'm Gary.
Dave's here.
It's Migs.
And Brian B.
And Brian.
How do I come back from that? And Brian B. I'm Michael.
Wow.
And Michael
That
is
works.
yelling into the mic.
Well, Jesus, now
And-
I feel
and Michael.
completely miserable.
So, guys, we got a lot of stuff to go through. We're just going to start right off the top with movie news. Movie news!
Yeah, moving news.
No?
And action.
Morons.
I need someone to give me a sick drum beat.
And cut.
Morons.
And we're all talking over each other. Awesome.
Skeletor directing. the
We are
movie.
here in our Nerds with Attitude studio. So
Brand
for
new
those
studio.
of you
We just
watching,
had it built.
and I think we need to push out like the west wing there so that we can all fit in here. We're all kind of on the ends here, leaning into frame. If you're watching,
It's amazing how much the studio looks like a garage.
you
It's
shut your
true.
mouth.
You're ruining the magic.
It's movie magic, right?
Hey, fuck
Right.
you, Scott.
Hey now.
No,
Later.
no. Luke
Later.
Skywalker really was in space.
Space Jesus.
Well, now
The best Star Wars was episode
And
3.
also with you.
The Star Wars.
Episode 3 was the best Star
I do a
Wars
lot
ever.
of I do a lot of work.
All
There
right,
are people who will argue with you that Revenge of the Sith is a good movie. So,
Oh,
but
nobody
I
at
am
this
not one of
table.
those.
More like Revenge of the Shit. Yeah, fuck
Zack
you
and Mary.
guys.
That's Zack
We're
and
just
Mary, man.
we're just gonna let that hang in the air for a minute.
Smell it.
Oh, God.
Smell it.
Double Dutch rudder, baby.
hope it was worth it.
Sweet, sweet.
Hey, that's a nice watch, Kevin.
Hey, thanks. I'm a watch wearer now.
What happened?
He's a grown-up.
I don't know.
No, but this-
I got a
never
watch.
wa-
I got a Star Wars watch for my birthday, and it was really fancy. And I was like, hey, I kind of like that. And so but it's fancy, so I'm not gonna wear it to like work and every day. So I went out and I got a. It's actually from
Shitty
the World of Tanks game. I don't care, but it's. It's got a nice
bought it at
like,
Hot Topic.
canvas band. It's a good shape. It's got a picture of a tank on it. It looks kind
It
of
looked cool.
Doesn't tell time worth a goddamn, but it's
I've
got a
ne-
tank on it.
The whole
pretty much.
We're going on 6 years. The whole 6 years I've known you, you've never worn a watch.
That is correct because I haven't been a watch
grown
person,
up.
but now I'm an adult and I have adult things.
You
Watch
know
him
what time
now.
it
like
is.
like a watch.
Watch him now.
And listen, it's not even a digital watch. It's the one with the hand. So he literally has to do the
It's
math.
got
of
hands.
these.
There's a day thing on here.
It gets really
Kevin, did you go
confusing
to
after
school?
the 30.
Right.
Did you go to school and learn how to tell time on
I
a
did.
watch?
I did. I'm learned. All right.
He's got a correspondence course at night he takes every Thursday.
Hey.
Online course.
Online courses, tell time.
And this has been movie
Tie his
news.
shoes.
All right.
University of Phoenix.
Moving on.
Are you guys doing movie news for real?
No, I go to Trump University.
Oh.
How's that working out?
Way to
Well,
bring
I
the
don't know
mood
how to
down.
read a watch, so.
But it's got a tank on it.
But
Fake
yeah.
news. It's fake news.
Yeah.
All right. Movie news. First up, Captain Marvel. We got a sneak preview of her costume, and just like every other superhero costume, that's the watch.
That's the tank watch.
I'm gonna stop moving my hands around so much. It's all leather, but for some reason green. It's black with a bunch of green. She kind of looks like a future
Deal.
Judge
Who
Dredd.
cares? And the
Yeah.
X-Men
Why-
were all black. Big deal. Who
Why
cares?
is nobody buying into my theory? That's green screen.
Because it's not
Green
bright enough
screen.
to be green
Oh,
screen.
Okay, no,
not chroma
hang on.
key.
No, I'm gonna delve into that idea for. So they have green screen just her like shoulders and shins and that
Because
kind
she's
of.
going to be shimmering and shit.
Oh, like
Shimmering.
Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern.
But,
Oh,
but Captain
God.
Marvel doesn't shimmer.
And is it green screen?
Yeah.
usually
She
like
wears blue and
bright
red.
green?
There's going to be something.
Yeah, you have to use like
Not
a
like
neon
desaturated?
green.
There-
Maybe that's the
She's not
pre-costume.
going to be green.
There you go.
There's
Talking to you, I
something.
can't hear you. What?
I said, isn't like green screen usually like bright green, not
Yeah.
desaturated.
It's all different things.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
It's a
so
fucking costume.
There's
I
blue
mean,
screens
deal with
too.
it.
And
like it's straight up X-Men leather suit.
Yeah. So it worked great
Hey,
for the
but
X-Men when it was all black and
she
yellow.
looks hot though, dude. She looks hot.
Sort of neon spandex.
And it could be the outfit that she's wearing for like the first 5 minutes whenever she
yeah,
gets out.
then
You don't
she-
know.
Exactly.
Right. She's like, oh, I got superpowers. I need a suit. So she goes to like the Harley Davidson store and buys a biker suit and starts fighting in that. And then Tony Stark finds her back in 1985 because her story takes place in the 80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
nice. I didn't know
This is
that.
a Oh, this is gonna be.
Was
a
it the
movie.
80s or the 90s?
Actually, it's the 90s.
Whatever.
It's 90s.
It's in the past, but she does have a cameo in the
ago.
Avengers movie. So maybe she wears a totally different outfit in Avengers because they haven't started filming her movie yet. So.
Yep.
Very
But
cool.
anyways, we're outraged as nerds do.
You're outraged.
You're
I'm
outraged.
just fine with it.
I don't know.
have a
I did
problem.
a real sloppy Photoshop alteration
It
of
looked
it.
great.
And
It wasn't that
where
bad.
and even
great.
in the same leather, but just blue and red, and
Yeah.
look great. Looked like Captain Marvel to me.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
For the record, I don't care.
all right.
I'll still see the movie. I just,
Yes.
Scott is on the record as doesn't care.
That's right.
All right.
With most things.
Did you guys talk about Jumanji already?
That's a fun
Did
movie.
Did I miss this?
No, I don't think it ever came up on a podcast.
I
It
should,
should.
though.
Well,
Pretty
we're
good.
talking
It's a
about
fun
movies
movie.
right now.
It did, but it was just here.
I heard it's pretty
Yeah.
good though.
It's great.
I liked it.
It was a
I
lot
haven't
of
seen
fun.
it yet. So.
It was really funny.
And the gal that plays not Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy, the forget what her name
Nebula?
is. Nebula. There you go.
Nebula.
Oh, okay.
Hot.
Oh yeah.
From Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
A-
god.
Amy
Amy
Pond.
Pond.
Karen Gillan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I almost pulled a Pee Wee Herman in the theater.
That's disgusting, and you're a police
Oh, you?
officer.
He would
And
have
that's on the
busted
record,
himself.
sir.
It's called a Paul Rubens because he's out of his uniform, so it's a Paul Rubens.
Uh huh.
It's called a
Gary's
Soon to be
typical
called a Mikey.
Florida afternoon.
Gary's thinking about it. What do you mean?
No, soon to be called a Mikey.
In other movie news, they're doing a Clue remake,
What?
I was interested.
but with Ryan Reynolds starring, and it's the writers from Deadpool that are going to be writing it. So your thoughts?
Lots
Murder,
of
I'm
F-bombs.
actually intrigued.
Murder on
this
the
one.
Orient Express.
Like-
That's what that is.
We're going to have to put a mute button on Mike. What, Scott?
Lots of F-bombs.
I would imagine
Which,
yes.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Doesn't work for me, but hey.
I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm on
I'll
board.
Take a look at it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna top or
His comedy,
the original.
Ryan Reynolds' comedy is good. I could see him as Tim Curry's character, as Wadsworth, but just an updated version. I mean, really.
I mean, do they still have butlers anymore?
I have one.
I
don't
don't.
I don't know why you would ask that.
That's your
Lighter, redder
child.
to Trump. I don't know.
Go get me another beer.
But Daddy, I can't walk.
That sounds like excuses to me, boy.
Well, anyways, he's
But Daddy, I'm your daughter.
Reynolds is
Christ,
signed
where's
to
your mother?
trying to
Are
put
you
some
guys
music.
having family issues here? What the fuck?
I have no idea. I'm
I
doing
can't
just
even
fine.
see him.
Okay, so Reynolds has signed a 3-year deal with 20th Century Fox to do a bunch of movies for them.
Okay.
Because there
he-
won't be any more Deadpool
he-
at 20th Century Fox.
Well, he's currently doing Detective Pikachu.
What the fuck is that shit? I
I'm
don't
assuming
get it.
animated,
Okay.
Hopefully.
but he's going to be the voice of Pikachu or Detective Pikachu. I don't know what the
I
fuck it
hope
is.
I hope there's a lot of F-bombs in that.
But then also,
fucka.
Deadpool and Clue. So I don't know. Maybe that'll get him out of his contract with that, and then they'll move on. So anyway, so that's Clue with Ryan Reynolds. They don't know what role he's going to be in yet, but I would imagine he'd be the Tim Curry role.
yeah.
Next up is a thing. Oh,
Yeah.
so we talked months ago about them doing a Tila movie from Masters of the Universe.
What?
No. It's wait, a Tila movie?
No,
So
it's
that's
actual
famous.
Masters of the Universe.
I'm sorry, I take it back. They're doing Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And we got a first look at Tila's battle armor,
Which is stupid as all hell.
and it looks like alien
Looks like a rock lord.
suit, kind of. I don't know, like a
Yeah.
Power Rangers reject.
It's her chrysalis.
It looks like
What?
it
Your
looks like
chrysalis.
they're jumping too far into the
It's either that or they're
Sci-fi
doing
tech of
the
it.
He-Man
It's
like
jumping
in
too far
space
into the
version
He-Man.
instead
They
of
gotta-
the actual He-Man.
They got to keep it grounded at the beginning.
So they didn't introduce anything.
it-
They're just jumping.
Yeah, none of that
Yes.
futuristic.
don't know what's
He-Man
going on.
crap.
You need to keep it Conan-y.
It's not
Exact.
gonna
Conan
happen.
meets Lord of the Rings kind of that kind of feel
So
with a
where
little bit
they-
of weird tech, but that is like some
Where
really
are they
fucking
taking
weird
it?
tech.
Yeah,
It's called Tila.
it doesn't.
No.
It kind of looks to me, and this happens in movies a lot. We're like, oh, we have this script for this sci-fi thing, and well, that got scrapped, so we're just turning it into the He-Man movie, and that shit happens all the time.
I can't wait to see Battle Cat.
And that's why suits look weird or characters don't seem right. What was it? Brandon Lee. We talked about this in a Movie Nuggets in a previous episode. That Brandon Lee was going to do this crime, cop action thing, and then he died. So they just turned it into Die Hard 3. So I'm looking at this battle suit of Tila, and I'm thinking, I swear it's got to be like a Alien versus Predator script that got scrapped, and they just wrote He-Man and Sharpie across the top of it, and changed nothing because the suit was already made.
Yeah?
That's my guess, but can't wait to see what Dolph Lundgren looks like.
My hopes are low.
Also in movie news is the fake movie Dundee.
Whoa, I'm excited.
You're fucking stupid.
I didn't know there were so many passionate people who loved Crocodile Dundee so much that there's so much
Dave
outrage.
just got woken up.
Dude, this honestly reminds me of how they did Son of the Mask, where it was just, it really had nothing to do with it. It was
That
just
was the
another way
most
to make a
horrible
movie.
It's not going to
ever.
have anything to do with it, but it's funny.
I still say it's fake. That it's just a bunch of
I'm hoping.
viral advertising for like some Super Bowl ad or
Australia?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
Travel
what it is.
Australia.
Yeah.
Because Chris Hemsworth is the Australian Travel Board ambassador
Yeah.
and that kind of
And he was
stuff.
just really.
And if you look at like IMDb, there's 2 credits for this movie of just Chris Hemsworth and what's his fuck the dude
Oh, what's his fuck? Yeah, I know
Danny-
him. Danny DeVito.
Pootie Trejo.
Don't ruin that man's name.
Good day, bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I think you're right. It's viral because advertisers are starting to catch wind on how they get people's attention, and it's fake news and fake social media stuff that people are influenced by.
It better not
so now
be.
you're going to talk
God,
about
it
it.
better not be.
You're already talking about
What
it.
are
I
you
thought
gonna
it,
do,
I thought it
crawl
was
in the
real.
corner?
I want to see that movie.
Well, and I know that with the buzz that is growing around this, it will probably turn into a movie.
Yeah, probably.
Like a feeler.
But I bet it's
Yeah,
not a
to
movie
see.
right now.
Right? No.
Oh, I can't wait for it
Nope.
coming out.
Totally fake. I will say the little ad spots they've been putting up have been funny,
They're hilarious.
but
I
I
haven't
don't
watched any of them.
I don't like Eastbound and Down. I don't really like him as an actor anyway, so this has got nothing.
He's
for
pretty
me.
good in Prometheus.
Was he in Prometheus?
Yeah, because he died. That's why.
Everybody died in Prometheus.
Also, Ant-Man movie,
Yeah.
which is Ant-Man 2.
Yep.
Right?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes, and we got a preview of the Wasp costume, and there's this huge dick and balls on
You
her
guys
chest.
are morons.
Really?
Did not see that.
Well, Miguel, you're speaking to the internet in general, correct?
I know-
When you
yeah,
say you are
yeah.
morons, because
I mean,
internet
Come on,
pointed it out.
seriously.
Miguel,
What the fuck?
you don't like dick and balls, Miguel? Really?
so she's Mike. She's got 2
I do.
she's got 2 round breastplates, but then down her abs is just like ab armor. So you get the round and the down.
So-
and it looks
so
like an
nice and
inverted.
pointy.
the color coding. Is
But it's just like the comic book.
So it
art.
looks like Dark Helmet's tie.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Which was done on purpose.
You
Looked like
went
dick and
over
balls.
my helmet?
I gotta watch that again. I
So,
never realized that one on Dark
Are
Helmet.
you kidding?
Oh my god!
I noticed
Brian's
every other
little
fucking
nuggets.
thing.
Isn't his name just a euphemism for like black penis?
I,
Okay.
Dark helmet.
that looks like a dick. It does. It looks like 2 balls and a dick right there.
But that,
Let me see.
that
But you're a fucking pervert. That's why.
but that boob and ab armor has been used a lot. Like somebody even pointed out, it was
I'm gonna
used
need a
similarly in like the GI Joe movie.
It's the
and-
coloring, though, because in the G.I. Joe movie it was all black, but here they threw
Yeah.
some color on it, so it stands out.
like
it-
a wiener.
Like if you turn it sideways and then put it near Miguel's face.
Anything can look like a wiener
one
if
more
you try
crack,
hard enough.
Son of a bitch.
Miguel, you know you missed Mike.
Yes, I have. I'll tell him later.
So yeah,
Don't
but
tell
I
him,
don't-
show him.
Regardless of that, I have no problem with it. I think it's fine.
No, it's fine.
Man.
I just like to make Miguel squirm.
Well,
Gets all
everybody.
angry.
So I want to try
Proud.
a new segment. You know
much
how
for the
Okay.
well, I keep banging your mic stand with my watch, so I took it off. So, because
It was just a
You're
matter
not
of
a watch
time.
person.
And by
I can't talk and not move my hands, and I'm either gonna punch Scott in the
I
face,
don't know what to do with my.
or I'm just gonna knock his mic stand right off the table here. So, all right. So I have a new segment that you guys love my new segments.
We do.
New segment.
I'm
new
batting
segment.
about 150.
Could we
That's
name
low,
a
right?
superhero with a food in it again?
Shut your face.
Same backwards.
G.I. Sloppy Joe.
Captain Broccoli. What did Miguel keep saying?
Captain Asparagus,
Captain
you
Asparagus.
asshole.
Okay, so
That one just stinks.
Ant Ham.
going forward, hopefully if this works well, I had assigned you all homework to watch a movie that was 15 years or older.
Okay.
Who did their homework?
Me.
Gary did. Scott kind of did.
I watched Harry
Leprechaun
Potter.
in
I
the
watched Harry
Hood.
Potter.
I remember it. Leprechaun in the Hood.
Is that 15 years?
Okay, so you want
I
to
think I'm just going to go handheld here.
Yeah. Hang on, we're having a technical difficulty. Go ahead and unplug it. All right. Now plug it back in. Oh, yeah. Just plug it right back
That was
in.
fast.
Scott.
That's right. What
Hey,
she said.
before we get going,
Yeah.
if you'd like to support our podcast so that we can buy new things like functional mic stands, visit nerdswithattitudepodcast.com. We have a shop link where you can buy our T-shirts, stickers, buttons, that kind of stuff.
From junk on your trunk.
Junkonyourtrunk.com, purveyor of fine, nerdy T-shirts.
Not to be confused with Dick on a Stick.
He has made the shirt that I'm wearing and
Cock on a
Dave
block.
is wearing. And they are fantastic. High quality, good printing. This big logo on my chest is not super thick and plasticky like a lot of T-shirts are. So,
Look, I got one too.
and Brian's got one down there.
You could really feel your nipples through the front.
Yes.
They're so soft.
You can
Anyways,
see 'em, too.
So
The nipples of the shirt.
help us out.
Yeah.
Visit nerdswithattitudepodcast.com and buy some of our stuff and help support the podcast.
Tell your
Please.
mom to do it too, because they like to buy shirts for you.
Brian always brings it back to your mom.
Your mom.
Anyways, all right. So Movie Vault, 15 years or older.
Yes.
I'll start us out. I watched I watched the movie Go.
Okay.
It's got. I probably should have pulled it up ahead of time. So it's Jay Moore and the guy from Party of Five, and it's sort of like a '90s like we're gonna get drugs and go to a party, but it's very influenced by sort of a Pulp Fiction where they break up the whole story into like 3 individual stories and tell them a little out of order or one at a time. It's funny. It's very, very 90s. Katie Holmes is in it. Very young. Melissa McCarthy. It's her very first movie ever.
Not hot.
I think she's hilarious, though. And she's hilarious
Yes.
in this also. But anyway, so I think it holds up. It's pretty funny. It's very dated, and you can definitely tell that it was influenced heavily by Pulp Fiction. But and also looking at the IMDb credits on it, the director and the writer for it is the only thing they've ever done, which I thought was kind of
That
weird.
does not bode well.
But they had a one-off that turned out pretty good. So
What was the name of it?
the movie is called Go. It's from
Go.
1999, and I give it I'll say I give it a pass. You should go watch it. It holds up.
Passes usually don't watch it.
Yeah.
You need to come up with something
Okay,
else.
I give it a watch.
there we go.
Rewatch.
We'll say
Is
watch
it-
or
does
pass.
the watch have a tank on it?
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! that was good, Brian. That was good.
All right.
So Scott, what did
yeah,
you watch?
Sleepy Hollow.
Oh.
1999. It is my, and I will preface this with it is my favorite non-Star Wars movie, and starring of course Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Jesus, the entire cast
Christopher
of Harry Potter.
Walken.
Yeah.
Walking.
Yeah.
Christopher. What?
Who has no he has no credit for it.
He has no
have any
lines
lines.
either. He's
No.
just a Hessian.
He's the headless horseman.
the Hessian.
With his
With
teethuses.
his pointed teeth. It is a fun movie. It holds up well. It's just over the top. The blood in it always cracks me
Always
up.
gags Johnny Depp.
I still have the
I love it.
McFarlane figures for that too.
So do I. So do I. The headless horseman sits over my computer at home.
Holding a head.
Taunting you to work harder.
It yes, or it'll slice my head off. But yeah, I definitely give it a watch.
All right.
I'll give it this watch.
No,
It's only $9.99. Available at Hot Topic.
it was not. I bought it on eBay. It was $30. Shut your face.
Ooh.
Oh, baller, shot collar.
Look, I wanted something cheap that if I got beat up at work, I wouldn't have to like have a lot of money invested in it. Right? I'm not wearing my $200 Star Wars watch. Fuck that.
No, but that is a nice watch.
It is a very nice watch. It's my grown-up watch, and I'll just wear it to dinner. I'm just gonna call this episode Kevin's watch.
Just call it the watch.
I'll call it
Watch.
Watch What Happens. All
Ah.
right, Gary.
Heroes of the Watch. All right. My movie was Young Frankenstein, one of my favorite movies of all
Nice.
time. 1974.
There's nothing wrong
I'm
with
just
that.
gonna turn Brian's mic off for the next 2 minutes.
Don't even.
Sorry, that was me that time.
Oh,
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Dare you?
falsely accused.
We're doing Frankenstein at the school right now. So, yeah, this.
That was a great movie. I mean, the comedy on that movie just holds up for to nowadays.
I
with,
still find things that I didn't catch before and
I know,
laugh my
right?
ass off.
Oh, just some of the boob humor in it all. That was just amazing.
I think it's-
just going back and looking at it again and realizing how far they went in 1974.
Right.
It's one of Mel Brooks's finest. I
Oh,
put
yeah.
it just under Blazing Saddles for like his best movie.
Oh,
I like it better than
And-
Blazing Saddles.
yeah, me too.
And the composer just died last week.
Yeah.
Before that, yeah, they did a lot of soundtrack stuff for Brooks films and all that.
Ah.
So, bummer.
Well, great movie. Watch again.
All right.
Yeah.
So you give it a watch.
I absolutely.
All right.
Watch
Dave,
it again and again.
Dave, were you able to watch a movie?
I did. I introduced my daughters to the Harry Potter franchise.
Oh, nice.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Did you sort them?
Sure. They enjoyed it.
Under
They were
the
all
piles
Hufflepuff.
of laundry at your
I don't-
place.
It's hard to say if that movie holds up. The effects were really good, but a lot of the the falling and the effects were really cartoony, and you could tell.
Oh, the Quidditch is terrible.
Yes,
Yeah.
so cartoony.
What was that? 97?
91.
That was
it
91.
91?
I mean,
oh,
it was
no,
2000.
2001.
Okay.
2001.
Yeah, they should have been way better for 2001.
Yeah, right.
It was. You go rewatch it
Believe
again,
it was
and you'll
2000.
see how cartoony the fast action is. Like
Yeah.
flying on the broomstick and falling on the broomstick, and when
Falling
Neville
on
falls,
the broomstick.
Neville falls
Oh,
from the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Totally cartoony.
It got so much better by the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because you figure we were in a post-Matrix, post-Phantom Menace world by that point.
9/11.
Yeah.
I said Phantom
Never
Menace. You
forget.
don't have to say 9/11. You're just it's just
That's a
redundant.
mood killer.
It was a dog time.
Overall, it still holds up. There's a lot of certain parts that they could have filmed it a little better, but they kind of like chopped the scene to where you actually didn't see something happen. Something just happened, But overall, it holds up. What do you got, Miguel? What did you watch?
Surprisingly, it was Dead Poet Society.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Miguel's getting all touchy-feely.
No, I mean, like,
Captain, my captain.
I kind of, number one, Robin Williams is in it. Great acting for one of his dramatic roles that he did.
Right.
The cast of characters. I watched that originally back when I was my sophomore year of high school, in our English class, and I kind of didn't get it back then, but then later on through life, like, you start remembering, oh, okay, the seize the day, and stand up for what you believe, and Brooklyn's at that point in high school now, so I was like, well, let me try this, see if she'd like it. I was so tired I fell asleep, but she was enthralled in the movie, and you could see it caught her like it did me back then.
Nice.
But I mean, all those undertones and everything, I mean, they still apply every few years. You got to go against conformity, because you know what you're doing is right, where they're just trying to hold you down. So
Right.
for me, it was more, it still holds up, just depending on the situations that you need. It's a good movie to watch. I mean, it's not really a tearjerker, but it's one that actually gets you to think.
It's a drama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
You made this a moral tale. Wow.
have
Good.
Surprising,
Yeah,
good,
it's
wasn't
good,
it?
yeah.
Well, all right. Let me bring it back down. Then, did you see the Saturday Night Live sketch making fun of Dead Poet Society?
Yeah.
Where they're in the classroom and they all start standing up on their desks, right? And then the one last guy stands up on his desk into the ceiling fan and it decapitates him. It's fucking
Is that where they
hilarious.
get the name the Dead Poet Society?
Probably because it's very like word for word of the scene, and you're like, where is this going? Because like Saturday Night Live, it's not very funny,
Yeah.
right? But then they get it decapitates, and then it turns into like a blood fest. It's fucking hilarious.
I gotta look it up.
So, all right, Brian,
Yes, sir.
what movie vault?
What Friday the 13th movie did you watch?
Well, technically it fits, but no, I saw Waterworld.
Ooh,
I
that's a
okay.
good one.
actually bought it on Blu-ray because I enjoy the movie, and sure enough,
I do too.
Fish tar.
It's underrated.
Yeah, right.
it's underrated. But it's not perfect. It's no, there are lots of silly things going on in that movie.
It's a great Aquaman movie.
But it's post-apocalyptic, which I'm a big fan of. The act, Kevin Costner, he's okay. Everybody else seems to be okay. And there's one guy in it. He's like the second-hand man to the bad guy. I can never
Jack
remember
Black?
his name. No. He's just got this like mane of hair.
Oh.
And he meets him when he first gets to the atoll.
He takes his ski boots.
Yeah, exactly. That guy. And I just like, that guy just fuck that guy. Every time I see that guy, fuck that guy.
That was Dennis Hopper as the bad guy.
Dennis Hopper was the
The
bad guy.
smokers.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
smokers.
We have 8 inches of the black stuff or whatever it was.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, and he's they're on the Exxon Valdez, which was topical for the.
Yep.
For
And
the,
they
time.
worship Valdez. Yeah.
So didn't I remember that movie? Like they built that whole set floating outside of Hawaii, and a hurricane destroyed it, so they had to build it again.
something like that. Yeah,
For the time, it was the most expensive movie ever made.
Ever
because
made.
of
And
that.
it did not do well at the box office.
No.
So
No.
that being said, is it a watch or a pass?
absolute watch.
Oh, yeah.
All
no
right.
way. There. I mean, if I'm still watching it since '95 when it came out.
Explosions.
Yeah, there's some great explosions in that.
It is
There's
one
some
of my
great
father's
action.
favorite movies too.
Yeah, and it's even better on Blu-ray when you get the 5.1 or the 7.1, whatever.
And Jack
it's-
Black is in the movie.
Jack Black is in the
That
movie.
is
He
true.
usually pilots the ship or the plane.
Yep.
And at one point I think he's squealing like a pig shooting the 50 cals.
All right.
I like Old Man Gregor.
So Mike unfortunately did not get the heads up on the
But I still
homework.
have a movie
but have
for
you
you.
happened to watch a
Don't
movie?
even say Debbie Does Dallas.
Listen, no, listen.
No.
Listen,
Go.
are you guys familiar with the Leprechaun franchise?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you watch In
Yes.
Space?
Yes.
No, I've seen In Space. The one I'm trying to put you guys
In the
onto
Hood.
is Leprechaun in the Hood.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's
but that
awesome.
was
It is
before
so
Back to
stupid.
the Hood.
1999, so it's 19 years old. Is it 19? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no.
About
About 19
18
years old.
Yeah.
About 18 years. I did the math on here. I know that. Fucking iPhone. I don't know. Listen. So let me
blame the
have you
iPhone.
have you seen it? Anybody seen
yeah.
this?
No.
Let's see, you
Yes,
remember?
of course.
It's
I haven't
horrible.
seen any
Let me
of them.
let me read you the synopsis of it. But let me do it in the movie voice. He's been in the countryside. He's been downtown. He's been to Las Vegas. He's even been in space. Now that Ebo Leprechaun is in the hood.
And the Hood, right?
That's what it says,
yeah.
in the hood.
Want me golden?
D.A. Hood.
3 young rap artists are looking for a break. They need money to buy some music equipment so they can go to Las Vegas and enter a contest. And basically, they meet up with some pimp, Mac Daddy, who hooks them up. And basically, they steal the leprechaun's gold and they smoke weed with him. And it's just kind of weird watching Warwick Davis
That shit
pretend to
is
get high.
funny
Right.
No,
Yeah.
that was not pretending. Have you seen the behind the scenes? He's not pretending.
That's awesome.
Watch it. It's fucking silly.
freaking
I don't even
hilarious.
know how they got away with even making this kind of stuff. But I guess back then we didn't have technology.
There's a movie called Evil Bong.
Yeah.
What?
This whole thing started.
This Leprechaun in the Hood started it.
all these weird Evil Bong.
But the whole funny thing is he raps instead of doing his limericks like how he does. When you got the but he's rapping now.
How's it go again?
He even.
I want me gold.
I'm not saying. I even think he says a bad word in there that we're not allowed
He
to say.
probably does.
And I'm not talking about curse word. I mean like a term that people aren't supposed to use unless you're of a certain.
You mean
Explain
white?
it to us, Mike.
Yeah,
come on, Mike.
all I'm
Come
gonna say is
Come
I
on.
use it.
It ends with an A, right?
What's
Yeah,
the
ends
proper
with a A.
protocol on that?
Brothers.
Yeah, brothers. So that's what's funny about this whole thing, and they don't trip on it, but it's the stupidest fucking movie
It's
I've
so
ever
bad.
seen.
It's
but
all.
it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
So it's a watch.
All right. So we all
All the
recommended
white guys
stuff.
are like, huh?
So we all pick stuff that's older movies that hold up.
When's the last time you watched Gremlins?
Oh, last
watched
year.
that the other day, too.
Last year.
Christmas.
I watched it
Actually,
the
Around
other day,
Christmas
too,
time, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Weren't they
not
supposed
bad. My
to
Because
girl
it's a
actually
holiday
liked it.
movie.
it is.
Weren't they supposed to remake that or do something with that?
Probably.
I heard
Please
something
don't.
about that.
Fake news.
Please don't.
Between Gremlins and
Yeah,
Die
it's-
Hard, I forgot how Christmassy those two movies
Uh-huh.
really
Oh
are.
yeah.
And Lethal Weapon.
Yep,
Lethal Weapon
that's
is a
a
Christmas
Christmas
movie
movie.
as well.
What,
I
I
need
just
to check it
watched
out.
something also that was Go is a Christmas movie.
That is true. That is true.
It takes place during Christmas time. So, all right. So that was our movie segment. Thank you, everybody. I think that segment, the movie vault held up. So I think we're going to do that every time. So
Much better than
Yeah.
Scott's pull box.
Yes, that has replaced Scott talking about comics.
Thank God.
Underneath everybody yammering. So, Mike, you haven't been here for a while. Why don't you give us the the TV theme song?
Dun, 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 Mike's TV segment for the rest of you mother suckers.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
Not
Can
a
I
lot.
get that as a ringtone?
You can pull that off the
Yeah.
sweet. So if you subscribe to us through iTunes or Stitcher, you can pull that audio clip
Segway
yourself.
masterpiece right there.
You like that? All right,
Excellent.
not a lot of TV news. I do want to, if you guys have anything you want to throw in that you've been watching, please do. But I want to give a shout out to the TV show LA to Vegas. I don't. Are you guys familiar with this?
I've
I've
I
been
watched it.
hesitant.
No, not at all.
I've been
Okay,
hesitant to watch
the
it.
commercials for it make it look atrocious.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Would you compare it to something?
It's hard to say.
Really?
It either takes place on the airplane because it's always the flight from LA to Vegas that only
Yeah.
takes like an hour. So it's always on the plane or like in the terminal.
There's always a stripper regular and the gambler regular.
Yeah.
and
Who's the Russian
The
from
Russian guy
John
from-
Wick?
Yeah.
You'd recognize him from fucking everything.
He was in Armageddon.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So he plays like a serial gambler. So he's on the plane every weekend. There's a
Mm-hmm.
stripper that's on the plane every weekend, a businessman. So there's these regulars that have to go to Vegas every weekend for whatever reason.
Okay.
So that's your cast, plus the pilot who is a fucking screwball, and the two stewardesses, a guy and a gay black guy and a know-it-all blonde girl.
So
I
it's
watched
basically Airplane.
I kind of no,
Not at all.
no, not
at
with
all.
that kind of slapstick, goofy. You know,
Give it a watch. You'll enjoy it.
I will say I was reluctant. I'm like, there was nothing else on.
Yeah.
And the DVR taped it over instead of something else. We're like, fuck it, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
And you get through the pilot, and you're like, all right, I don't want to admit that I liked it. Let's try another one. And by the time we got through the third one, I'm
Yeah.
like, me and my wife are looking at each other like, we like it.
When's
It's
it coming on?
fun.
All right, I'll-
So
I'll gi- I'll give
I
it a
recommend
shot.
LA to Vegas.
It's fun.
So yeah,
Excellent. I'll tune in.
it's goofy and fun and slapsticky in some of its humor is very funny. Like one of the episodes, they put credit card readers on everything. So like,
Yeah.
you have to swipe your credit card to lean your seat back. You have to
Oh
swipe
my
your credit
God.
card to open the overhead bin to get your bag back.
Just a matter of
Like,
time.
Yeah,
So that's a question. From the commercials, it looked like it was in the past, so it's not. It's in
It's
the modern
not.
day.
it's modern. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's
It
just
just
a
looks like
cheap.
it.
It looked
You know,
like the
it's
80s.
a budget airline, so it just
Oh,
looks
okay.
kind of
Okay.
cheap.
They've
so-
been using the planes for the past 20 years anyway. So.
pretty much. So
And the pilot, he's just funny. He's just
is
so enthralled with being
is
the
it
best.
Dylan
you know?
McDermott?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Which you recognize him from stuff, but I don't really watch
He was in
anything.
the first season of the horror show, the
American Horror Story.
Yeah, like he's like you recognize him. I don't really know him
Yeah.
from anything, but he's
Okay.
great playing
funny.
this sort of like dunce pilot.
Yeah, and he always his rivals are always showing up, and he's always trying to outdo them. It's funny.
Yeah, cool. Anybody else watching anything new or?
You got me on this. The Mick. I
Yes.
know some of that is. Have you guys watched
It's-
it?
I've
it's-
seen
I
it.
know her.
It's Brie Olson.
Yeah, from Always Sunny in
from Always
Philadelphia.
Sun- yeah.
It's freaking funny.
There's a
It's
girl in
good.
my kid's school looks just like her. I call
Really?
her the Mick.
Hey.
Not to
Yeah,
her face,
it's-
of course.
It's funny.
It is honked up. The
Yeah.
little kid that's on there, is
Yeah.
always like snorting dead people ashes, or
Just
like
weird
getting into
stuff.
hooking, or like living at the dump. Like that poor kid. I really hope there's an on-set therapist that's explaining why this stuff is funny, because they put him in the most fucked up circumstances, and he's got to only be like 7 or 8 years
Yeah,
old.
and then I'm cross-dressing.
Uh-huh.
She's transgender. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Yeah, that's weird.
And Glenn Howerton, also from It's Always Sunny, has his own not spin-off, but his own show called AP Bio,
Really?
where he's just like a college bio teacher who
That
does,
debut already?
comes out in a week, I think,
Okay.
from when we're recording this. But he's just it's basically like both of them, it feels like it's their characters from It's Always Sunny, but in a new setting, because even in AP Bio, Glenn's like, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
He's a psych teacher, and he's teaching AP Bio.
Okay, so there you
he
go.
doesn't know what he's doing. So
All right. I don't know. I caught that new show 911, and then
Looks, I
You know
can't-
what?
If
It-
I see Connie Britton's face one more time, I'm punching my TV.
The only thing
I don't know why.
The only thing I have a problem with is Angela Bassett in the show.
Really?
What does she do?
She's supposed to be
Annoys
like this
Miguel.
top hard ass cop that
Oh, okay.
apparently she's getting a divorce, but the reason why is because her husband's gay and just came out, and she's trying to keep her family together. But
how understanding of her.
But like the because I used to watch Bones like religiously,
Yeah.
and then when that went off the air, I was like,
Is this the same creative team behind
no,
Bones? Oh,
no,
okay.
completely different. So, I mean, it follows a firehouse. I believe it's either
It's
LA
like a-
or Atlanta or whatever.
Yeah, it's
but,
like a cop.
you know,
police
they've
and an
already
emergency
killed
room,
one
right?
guy. You know, there's one that's a sex addict. There's the guy who he's the captain, but he had so many drug problems and drinking that now he's trying to reform himself. But all the stuff they get and the situations and 911 calls are all pulled from actual news stories that we've seen.
That's pretty common for
and then-
these drama shows.
right from the headlines.
And then there's a new
Law and
one
Order's
that-
been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, there's one that we just caught, I think last week, called The Resident. It's a doctor show about, these new residents coming in and everything, and it's supposed to be what you don't see behind the scenes of an actual doctor's place. Like the first opening scene is this doctor.
It's a lot of paperwork and sounds enthralling.
Paperwork, the series.
The doctor's doing an appendectomy.
Yeah.
And like, oh, doctor, blah, blah, blah. This is my first surgery I've ever had with you. Let's take selfies. Let's do this. And then
They sew up the cell phone inside the body.
Oh, no. The guy's too busy taking a selfie because he's like the top doctor, like a Dr. Phil or a Dr. Oz, and just nicks the guy's main artery while this is going on. Guy ends up dead. And then all of a sudden the doctor looks up. This is because you gave him too much lidocaine. Right, nurses? And so like they're all, okay, well, he had a heart attack. He has a history of heart attack there. All right, that's the official report. Nobody else needs to know, blah, 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 blah. But yet,
That
everybody
escalated quickly.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
right.
Christ. So then Bones comes in and does detective work and finds out who.
That's pretty much, but there's like his antagonist, okay?
Yeah.
Where he's the young hotshot guy who he'll follow the rules to a certain extent, and he knows the guy fucks up. And he's always trying to out him and get him exposed. So, I mean, from what we've seen in the first episode, it's actually pretty.
We're losing Gary.
Do you?
Oh, shut up, Gary. Go back home.
Have you watched?
So I'd love
SEAL
to watch
Team?
it.
Yeah, I love that
SEAL
one.
Team is great. If you watch SEAL Team, you won't because
but
it's like watching an episode of GI Joe every.
Oh, no,
it-
you know,
it's fantastic.
It really is.
I will double down
SEAL
on
Team.
double down on that and say the new TV show SWAT is fucking awesome.
I don't
What
want to look
channel
at that
is that
guy's
on?
abs every episode.
Yeah.
I mean, every episode he's got to get his shirtless.
It's
so.
oh god, it was the black guy that was on Criminal Minds and he left and now he's the head of this.
Morris Chestnut.
Shamar Moore.
Shamar Moore.
Moore.
Yeah, they do not back down from the action. It's great. It's not like, oh, we did a little thing up front and then there's a big thing. Like it's action almost all the way through.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's
What
like
channel's
SEAL
that
Team.
on?
I don't know.
Cinemax.
CBS, CBS probably.
Yeah, it is because it's
After 9, Gary.
SEAL Team.
But yeah, so I recommend SWAT. Anybody else got any other TV recommendations for a move on?
I saw two things.
Okay.
You can go last, Mike. You can go last.
If you say Dundee one more goddamn time.
Good day, bitches. No, the American Horror Story, the Roanoke. How do you
Nope.
say it?
Nope.
Roanoke.
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 Oh,
Roanoke.
that one was
That
stupid,
was very
dude.
good. I enjoyed that.
I like
shit
that
out
one
of
too.
I will not watch
It's better
American
than the
Horror
others.
That's not
Story.
the new one?
Way good.
No.
No, watch that.
It was
one.
last
That's
year.
pretty good.
Roanoke
That's what
was last
everybody
year.
says.
The Trump one is fucking
Roanoke.
stupid. Don't
Yeah,
watch
I-
that one.
I haven't
but
seen
The
the
Roanoke's
Trump
good.
one?
Yeah, this last one was about Trump.
Yeah.
This current season.
It's bullshit.
It got
Yeah,
real
it's
political.
stupid.
Oh, my God.
No,
I
but
couldn't
watch
finish it.
Oh, that's an American Horror
watch
Story.
Roanoke. Watch Roanoke. It's about. It's like ghost stories on A&E or something.
yeah.
People are talking on the front of the camera and actors are reenacting what happened.
Yeah.
Well, this is basically that.
Yeah, but then it kind of goes off the rails.
And then,
It
and then-
drags. That's the problem.
No, it was
that
just
one
mean.
dragged.
It did drag a little bit.
That's what
It coulda-
lost me is-
It could have stopped at the end of the story, but then they season 2 of the show,
Uh-huh.
and they kept it going, and everybody's dead
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Everybody. I watched that, and then I watched the first episode of Black Mirror season 4.
Oh,
That show's so good.
Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
That thing was amazing.
Yeah.
Black Mirror
Gonna watch
Star
that when
Trek
I get home.
episode.
Season 4,
I'll check
episode
it out.
1.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hard to explain, but they're basically in an AI
It's an anthology
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it starts out like very 1970s Star Trek. You're like, what are they
60s.
doing? And
60s.
But see, I didn't know the premise of the show.
Plebe.
you, Brian. I had no idea
yeah.
the premise of the show, that every episode was something different.
yeah, everything's different.
But this season 4 is all about like technology.
They're all about technology.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
see.
Okay. When your phone's off, what is that? A black mirror.
Oh, I gotcha.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
But the first episode was very good.
Wait,
The second
mind
episode,
blown?
which one was the second episode? Do you remember?
I don't
'Cause I know
remember.
I watched a couple episodes, but just the first one was great.
I've only seen one the very first episode of the series, the dude screwing the pig. I'm like, what is this shit?
Squeal
I
like
don't
a
think I want to
pig.
know.
That's what's
now you're
weird about that.
speaking my language.
That's what's weird about that series too. Is
they-
on
they-
Netflix
they-
they put it in reverse, where instead of the first season being on the list, because
Oh, I
I
thought
watched
the
it from the
pig was
newest
fucking
to
the
the
guy.
oldest and didn't
Right.
realize until I got halfway
Right,
through.
exactly, and that's what happened when I threw it on, and I watched that.
Yeah.
Season
That's
4,
weird.
Episode 1, and it was the Star Trek one, and that. Just
But
blew
you
me
don't
away.
have to watch them in order.
No,
There's
no,
no continuity to it.
Okay.
Anybody watching the new X-Files?
No.
I watched
No,
the first
it's so-
episode, and I'm like,
Okay.
what the fuck is this?
All right, let me chime in. The first episode of this new season is awful.
Yeah.
It is rushed. It is incongruous.
Yeah.
It is awful. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Every episode after that is a standalone, typical X-Files story
Monster of the
where
week.
it's a monster of the week. The one that was just on
Yeah.
plays with the timeline, and they rework a whole bunch of clips from the original series into the
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, so it's a bottle
So-
episode.
Yeah, yes. So ignore the first episode, but everything after there is no overreaching, story arc of the conspiracy of the smoking man or anything like that,
Okay.
like the original series would have, where you'd have this sort of story in the
Well,
background that would continue.
The reboot had a cliffhanger ending. Why?
It
why
had
aren't they continuing
balls,
that?
And then it had
it had the alien invasion, and everybody was
Right.
fucked,
Right,
and it was awesome. And the minute
And now
they
we're
came
just
back,
gonna go. Oh,
it was a
that
dream.
Just waking up.
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
have a coffee. And,
Yeah, it was an awful start to the
Pissed me
season,
off.
but everything since has been great.
and one thing I'll say too is I noticed there's not a lot of press for this.
No one's.
When
I
it
don't
came
even
back,
see.
it was every other thing was X-Files. X-Files.
All of my X-Files friends
It's
aren't
like,
even talking about
well,
it on social
they're
media.
exposed. I haven't even bothered to watch because I'm like, oh, it's on now. Maybe I'll check it
Yeah.
out.
Who's
So-
playing this?
The same too.
Same as always. Mulder and Scully.
Gillian
And then-
Anderson and David Duchovny.
Same network.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Fox.
Oh yeah,
Thursdays at 8, I think, or
it
9,
is
something
the
like that.
final season, is what they're saying.
Well,
right
why
now.
is it? Why is there no?
Well,
if you're
publicity?
gonna
Why are
phone
people
it in,
up
I'd hope
arms?
so.
Like when it first came back, everybody
has a
was
fan
was
court
into
already.
it. Now it's just.
Well, I think when it first came back last year, it was sort of like a one-off, like, let's get them back together, see if anybody likes it. We'll put out 6 episodes, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
people went crazy for it, so now they're doing a season.
Well, and
Why
the
is no one into
final
the season now?
episode had balls. I mean, it was really taking the series in the ultimate direction.
Right.
And you think, oh my God, they're really
Really
going to do
is,
this.
yeah.
And then they come back, and it was a dream.
Yeah, it's
so,
bullshit.
it's,
Are you serious?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Pretty lame.
Kicking the
But-
nuts.
Well,
According
now I
to
see
this
why no
guy,
one
it's
wants to
still
watch it.
Like Dan Connor's.
I
really
really,
dead.
after I got over the first episode and realized, oh, none of this is going to make sense or be there's no continuity from episode to episode.
Yeah.
I mean, they do one where they bring back the lone gunman, and they're
Yeah,
all
so-
They're
dead.
dead.
Right.
Yeah, he got blown up.
And but the way they brought him back and the episode was like creepy technology, kind of weird, and you're like, oh, I really like that. And the one from last week had to deal with like forgotten memories, and this guy who was a third member of the X-Files team but never
Okay.
existed, and it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. That episode, I mean, but others are spook. They're great standalone
Yeah.
episodes.
So
So,
no Krychek showing up.
no.
He was Krychek was in the first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh shit.
let
Is that
me
the
ask you
smoking
this.
man?
No, it's
There was a story. arc.
Krychek. Yeah, isn't Krychek is Mulder's brother, right?
No.
No, he was just another agent, and they just kind of went rogue for a while,
no.
and then he came back. And
It's
it's been a long time. It was just a big, huge. There was like 2 or 3 seasons that arced on Krychek.
Yeah.
All right.
That's Mulder's brother.
All right, we're gonna skip. We were gonna do a Rebels recap, but we'll talk about that in our
you're
next
right.
episode.
Okay.
Because we're already starting to get into the time here. Real quick, did anybody here watching the Goldberg still?
It's
No.
not a spin-off.
I know it was.
Okay.
Okay, so they did a one-off episode, which they billed as a failed spin-off called 1990 something, and it was Tim Meadows and new people we don't know of, and the coach. It was like basically the B team
Yeah.
from the Goldbergs, and they gave them their own episode as the stars and brought in some new people, and it was unwatchable. I did not finish it. I thought it was awful.
It was okay. I watched the entire thing. It seemed like they were trying too hard to make Tim Meadows' character like this godsend to the school, since there's no Beverly Goldberg anymore. And
I like
you know,
Tim Meadows, and he cannot carry something.
No.
He is not leading. He is there to pepper a scene, not to be the meat.
We only got
Exactly.
one ladies' man movie, so
Anyway, so that was a thing that I'm glad is not going to be an actual spinoff, because it was, but kind of
What was
weird
that?
for them to be like, hey, we're just taking this week off. Here's another
Well, I mean,
episode.
what? It was like that back when they did that 70s show, and then they did like maybe
80s
half that 80s show,
that
like
half,
half a
the
season
80s show.
of that.
Oh, we used lightning striking twice.
Yeah.
Nope.
So-
Big fail.
all right, so moving on from TV news, Gary, as our guest, give us the toy theme song.
Toys.
Ba-dum-bum.
That's all I want to do is toys.
Sitting on the table here, for those of you watching on YouTube, taking the power seat.
Okay.
So the modern Voltron line did a classic take on the
fucking
Voltron.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's 18 inches tall, probably 24 inches if you count to the top of the wings. And so they did the classic Lion classic 5 lions
And classic voices.
and
Or-
classic voices.
yeah.
It's got the 180 phrases in it. It's super articulated and it is fucking badass. So
Love it.
What's
Go
the
buy
retail
it.
price on that?
$17.99 per lion, except for the black lion, who was $29.99.
I had mentioned this to
That's like
Scott. I
Bolton.
brought this up to Scott. I said they actually put a lot of thought into this thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was just going to be a throw together for the fanboys that cried over the new one, but they really, really put a lot of work into this.
It's amazing.
the only thing that I think is missing from it is like a sticker sheet because the lions don't have numbers on them, and they could use a little bit of heightening of detail for some of the mechanics and stuff. If you look at the classic one, there were stickers on them that showed like
Oh, yeah.
gears and
1,
electronics
2,
and stuff.
and
And
They were
all
also
plus the
metal,
numbers.
so they were like aluminum.
Well, there was that. So
It's basic Playmates, though, because Playmates, they do everything on the cheap to keep costs down. And
so maybe a third-party source will like.
I love the fact
Toy
that
hacks.
compared to the Netflix series one, the mobility on this alone is just awesome.
Yeah,
it's
I
night
mean,
and day.
The fact that the arms can go up, down, twist, the hands, and then you could do a full sit down with the damn line without a leg popping off or
Yep.
them like spreading.
yeah, they're put together real good. They have actually push button to disengage, so they won't just like
Yeah.
pop off of one another.
I
so-
heard the arms come off pretty easy. Is that
Well,
not true?
you
Well,
got
there's a
push
push
button.
button. It's a push button instead of the legendary line where you have to basically lift weights and have your friend play tug of war with you to get the arms to release. They added the push button release. So
Gotcha. Moving on to Transformer news, the Power of the Prime figures have been hitting the shelves, and I think you guys have been liking the Optimus and the
Well, I got
Rodimus.
I got the Rodimus like last month, I believe. That thing was awesome. I mean, just the fact, even if you didn't get like the was it Rodimus?
How much of that Rodimus did
What's
you take?
what's he when he's not Hot Rod. When you didn't get the Hot Rod figure, you get a Hot Rod figure
Correct.
with that, and I mean, the detail on that alone, it's not just like a little throwaway, like cheaply painted thing. It almost looks like the single carded figure itself.
Usually Rodimus are single.
With Hot Rod, he looks good as a Hot Rod figure looks good, and then you put him in like big boots
he
and a
fucking
little bit
looks
armor, and he
awesome.
looks like Rodimus Prime and looks good. The Optimus is the opposite. He looks great when he's all put together as Optimus, but the Optimus small by itself
Orion
looks
Pax. Not
awful.
Optimus.
I want that.
I
figure.
haven't seen
That's the
what
one I
it
want.
looks like.
is
I'm
Orion
talking you out of
Pax.
it.
You want the
I didn't
Rodimus?
buy it.
You want the Rodimus?
No, Optimus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I saw them both
wants
at the
the
store the
packs.
other day, and I passed on both of them because I've got masterpiece
I
figures.
passed on the Rodimus too.
But yet
Yeah.
you bought that DVD.
But even the Dinobots look
What
great.
DVD?
Dinobots have been looking all right.
Sea Spray looks great.
DVD or
I bought Sea Spray
Full-
and I bought Cosmos.
Nice.
Full series of Downton Abbey for Julie for Valentine's Day.
Okay, for Julie. Okay.
I like it too. Yeah,
Man
This
card.
show made me cry every time I watched it.
Stop it.
Woman.
that's right.
It was what?
It was a good show.
I'm not invested, but it made me cry every time I watched it. Fucking butlers. All right, Scott, tell us about the new Sideshow Return of the Jedi Luke.
Have you guys seen this thing? It is a 12-inch Luke Skywalker sideshow figure that comes with everything you need to make every variation of Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi.
Comes with a little
That's
like
cool.
Star Wars suitcase that you can put all his change of clothes in, and
That's a lie. But it does come with the helmet and the poncho for the indoor scenes. It comes with the vest and the cloak for the Jabba's palace scenes.
Does it
And
come with whiny tears?
No, that would be episode 4 Luke. This is episode 6 Luke, where he's just kind of, you're my father, I can save you. That Luke.
it's a great head sculpt.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
fantastic. They've really upped their game because this is Sideshow. I was thinking it was Hot Toys, but
What's the cost on it though?
it is.
Sideshow's gonna be expensive.
Was it like
billion.
$240 or
Yeah,
something
it's,
like
it's
that?
the price of a single.
$235.
It's like the price of
Pre-order.
a single figure.
Yeah.
That's
So
not too bad for all you get, I guess.
Yeah.
also in toy news, Toys R Us announced a closure list. That kind of blows
Down the
because
street from my house.
I'm good.
Yeah, I am too, and unfortunately, it's the shitty Toys R Us is staying open, and the good one is closing.
Yeah, it sucks.
But they're closing 182 stores. We will post a link so you can see if the store near you is going to be closing
like
up.
70 of them were here in California.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can't count them right now, but it just
Yeah,
keeps
it's a
going
ton.
and going. So. Well, California is like a quarter of the population of the country, so it makes sense that
My Toys R Us posted a big sign outside. We are not closing.
Nice. I would like to give a shout out to the Four Horsemen who are doing a Mythic Legions pre-order. Now, this is something we talked about, a year ago or so when they did their first line of Mythic Legions.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The pre-order for the Wave 2, I guess, it's all kind of fantasy knights. There's a skeleton in armor. There's a dwarf. The one that I actually purchased is it's an eagle. Where is it? It's very patriotic. So it's a bald eagle in armor, and its wings are red, white, and blue flag colored. And these are fuck yeah. These are 6-inch figures. Pre-order is up until February 9th.
How much is that thing?
$45. But shipping was not too bad though. So I ended up getting 3, and shipping was like $12. So I mean, it's not like
You said
other.
you didn't realize that they were 6-inch at first? Or?
Correct. I was going to get these because I thought I thought Four Horsemen did the 4-inch figures that
Oh,
were
okay.
that
that
show
skeleton.
scale.
I was like, oh, look
Right.
at the scale,
And I was
dude.
like, well, they're expensive. I'll just get a couple because they're cool. Then I
Yeah.
found out they're 6-inch, and I thought, okay, well, like the skeleton is $22. All right. Well, a 6-inch figure at Target is $20. So I
Yeah.
mean, the price point's right on par. And the eagle is huge with its wingspan and decal and stuff. I'm like, I can understand why it's double. And the wife actually liked it, so it may actually get to stay in the house.
Cool.
Nice.
All right.
Better than I can do.
But yeah, so we'll put up a link to that so you can check those out. I thought they were pretty cool. So, Multiverse, DC Multiverse has put out a 1990s
John Wesley Shipp, Flash.
Flash and a Val Kilmer Batman Forever.
Oh God,
Batman
why?
I need that
Bat
Flash
nipples.
figure.
Yeah,
Why?
me too. Flash.
Flash all the way.
Yeah.
Although they really need to do a flocked version of him where he's
Oh,
all
hell
Yeah,
velvet.
where he's like velvet.
Velveteen.
Yeah,
Come
that
on,
velvet.
Comic Con.
That's exactly Toys R Us or Comic Con exclusive.
What's a flash?
Anyway,
Bend over, I'll show you.
And the main event in toy news is JoeCon
Woo,
finally
yes.
announced what the theme is for this year.
All the
and
haters stand up.
Wet T-shirts.
it is not wet T-shirts. It is
All the haters stand
Python
up.
Patrol versus Slaughter's Marauders.
It's not Slaughters.
half of that is really
Look,
cool.
we know what it is. It's actually what is it? What do they call him? Slammer? No,
Sergeant
Smasher.
Smasher.
Sergeant Smasher.
Yeah.
My guess is that the WWE or Mattel or somebody still owns the copyright to the name Slaughter because
Yeah,
for the wrestling fact of it.
Yeah.
So that's why. But Sergeant Smasher was a foreign variant on Sergeant Slaughter, so he's technically still canon for the Joe world.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's Slaughter's Marauders versus.
Which
Python Patrol,
which
baby.
figures though? I mean, we've already gotten
You're not.
Which ones?
It's not going to have anything to do with that other set.
that seven
No,
that 7
it's gonna
pack
be
set.
totally. You're getting another Spirit. We're getting
Hopefully a
Mutton
better one.
Junkyard.
I'm hoping they do 25th style
I'm
ponytail
hoping-
spirit.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, but I'm not that figure. That figure was terrible.
Well,
But yeah, Mutton Junkyard, Spirit, Footloose,
Hardball.
Slaughter, and Hardball, new sculpt. So
Yeah,
look out for
so-
your Hardball FSS.
FSS probably the next wave, which is 8. There will be the regular hardball in that wave. I'm pulling it up right now. See if I can read it. There is a Sergeant Smasher, and
Mutton Junkyard, Footloose.
you said those two. Boy, their brochure is super hard to read the way it's split in half here.
Should have a better designer do that for him.
I know, right?
Do we know one?
No.
And the Python Patrol, the
Oh,
main
here we go.
adversary.
Is Major Blood,
Major
the
Blood.
Python Heat Viper, which you'll get
Nice.
3 of those.
Nice.
Python Lamprey,
Nice.
3 of those, and a Python Laser Viper. You'll get 3 of those.
Wow.
And these were actually in the 90s. There was a 6-pack of Python Patrol. They were very red and black,
very
and
cool.
that's what these styles are coming off of. So if other figures from that pack are probably what you'll see in the sort of the chase figures in the 2-packs and vehicle driver.
I wonder what Blood's gonna look like.
Don't know.
He might be looking like that 6-pack. Blood.
Because that 6-pack had a different head than Major Blood normally, so I'm sure they're probably having their usual thing, reusing bodies for other stuff, but having a
Now, this
a
has been
unique
brought
head.
up. I don't know if you've been watching the threads or on Facebook or whatever. In the
A little
groups. they're saying that how it was wording. We're not sure if we're getting vehicles this year. Did you read on that?
No.
Read on the brochure.
Yeah.
Past brochures saying souvenir vehicles. Be on the lookout. Blah blah blah. It says nothing about vehicles.
These convention exclusive souvenirs will feature uniquely themed action figure sets.
So I'm
Plus, all the
thinking-
limited edition products will have a major role in the exclusive 2018 comic book program.
They've
Yeah, I
only
don't-
got like 4 vehicle sculpts anyway, so I mean, it's either going to be a Havoc, a Hawk,
Stinger,
or a
yeah.
Stinger. Yeah.
But
I would totally take a Python Striker,
Yeah, so would I.
right?
But I emailed Karen from the Fun Pub, and she emailed me back.
Yep.
and I asked her, you don't have to tell me what, but are we getting vehicles? Because, people want to save up their money accordingly.
Right.
And so she emailed me back, says, I cannot tell you a thing, but you will be pleasantly surprised.
I would take that
That's
as
a
a
yes.
yes. Yeah.
Triple T.
Well, I'm thinking
That'd be
I'm
pretty
thinking-
cool.
Oh, that'd be way cool. I'm thinking of some kind of play set, though. They've never done a play set.
I don't. They're
Do
gonna
not get your hopes up.
they're gonna
sir.
take the Missile Command, reprint it
Exactly.
as like Slaughter's workout gym or something,
I like that. There you go.
Terrible. Oh, good Lord.
and they're gonna sell it for $200 because it's cardboard, which means it's even cheaper to make. Anyway, so I'm excited. I missed out on JoeCon for, what was it, 5-6 years ago when they did Python Patrol. I love those figures. I'd love to get some in my collection, but I will totally take these. I'm happy with it. I actually, my plan for filling out my collection this year was to pick up some of the Python vehicles at the show because I currently own none. So now I can. I'm excited. So as soon as tickets go on sale for that, we will let you know if they don't in the meantime, in between episodes. But the ticket for the American Hero package is $410 this year.
Stop it.
Look, it goes up
I'm
like
not going.
$15
It's the
every year.
whole experience. It's not just the figures. It's
Dave,
the whole
I have
experience.
put in $1,800 already, and we're not even there yet. It's 6 months away, and that $1,800 does not cover probably the $300 or $400 I'm going to spend on vehicles and extra figures once I get there.
Oh, yeah.
And the shipping to send them home.
Well, no, I'm taking an extra suitcase. But then there's the extra the extra shopping on top of that. So like I'm still looking at like another $600 or $700 that I'm going to put out once I get there.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner,
it's
beers
fun, but
afterwards
it's
with the
fun.
guys.
Oh no, we're me, Dave, and Danny are renting a house, so we're gonna hit up like the Walmart and do grocery shopping and
Sweet.
put all our food in a fridge.
Yeah.
Do it
You were
cheap way.
doing it right.
Hell yeah, man. So anyway, keep posted. We'll keep you posted on how
And Kevin will
details
be
on that.
live streaming from this house.
Dude,
and
oh,
doing
we are
cooking-
setting up.
nerd cooking segments. And
So every year I try and get somebody to call in from JoeCon because I
Yeah.
haven't been able to go, and like beat everybody to the get the scoop on everything and do reviews
We did
and
that
talk
last
about
year.
stuff.
We did that
and,
last
and
year
we
with the box set.
So this year I'm going. I have all the recording gear and I'm going to be like live streaming from the plane on the way out there.
Nice.
Depending on the Wi-Fi charge. But seriously, we're because we have a house. We're actually going to be setting up the studio, and we're going to be recording. We're setting up Nerds with Attitude Studios there, and then we'll be recording on the floor and interviewing people and doing like Wednesday night or Thursday night. The second we see stuff, it is boom. It is online. So you will hear it here first. I guarantee. Because everybody else will be too busy enjoying
you guys
themselves.
Heard that? You guys heard it here first. We have a guarantee.
Yeah, there's a guarantee.
Well, we're 2 years in a row that we've pretty much done it right there first day. So I think we have a good track record. All right, so that's it for toy news.
Yay.
We got some time here. Let's get into our 1990 G.I. Joe. So this is our continuing debate on the best figures from each year. And so, Scott, do you have the list in front of you?
I do.
If you wouldn't mind running us down,
You're gonna
who's
make
in
the guy with no voice
Oh,
do this. Okay. No, I'm doing
Gary,
this.
do you
I'm
wanna-
doing- No, I'm doing this.
Scott had to work out, and now he's got no voice.
As you know, I had the plague
Well, there's that too.
for 3 weeks, and then I
Fire
went and
AIDS.
did a Spartan. So, all right. So GI
Scott's
Joe
a
figures.
bigger man than the rest of us.
19. Not literally.
That's
what he
said.
All right, G.I.
right, go
Joe,
for it.
1990. We've got Sky Patrol, Airborne, Airwave, Altitude. Then we've got Ambush, Bullhorn, Captain Gridiron, Cold Front. He's the driver for, I think, the Avalanche. Anyway. Sonic Fighters, Dial Tone, and Dodger. Drop Zone from Sky Patrol, Free Fall, Law, the Sonic Fighter, Major Storm, the General Driver, Pathfinder, Rampart, Rapid Fire, Salvo, Skydive from Sky Patrol, Static Line from Sky Patrol, Stretcher, Sub-Zero, Topside, Tunnel Rat, the Sonic Fighter, and Updraft, the pilot of the Retaliator.
All right. So we'll start off with the G.I. Joe. I'll start us off. My favorite from this line, I love Sky Patrol. I loved them. I was so happy with last year's Joe Con set with the redos on all those. And my favorite from this line is actually Airborne. He's in the gray camouflage, and he's got a cool... He looks like he'd make a great troop builder for like modern urban, trooper kind of thing.
That's a cool figure.
But yeah, so Airborne for me for sure.
For me, I don't know why, but he has always been one of not only my favorite from this year, but one of my favorite
let me
figures. What?
I can guarantee you I know who it is.
Captain Gridiron.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I don't know why. I don't even like football, but I like Captain Gridiron. It's a cool figure.
I gotta find that figure kit that I posted in the.
Yeah,
I gotta find it, man.
that thing is rad.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I didn't play with G.I. Joes anymore when it was in the 90s, but looking through the list, I got to say Captain Gridiron.
Yeah.
I really like the
There's something-
design of the figure.
Hey, he's got a football helmet. He comes with
Yeah.
like football grenades, and like.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey,
Mikey.
Davey. Sorry,
Skipping Dave. I'm
sorry.
What just happened?
Jesus.
No, I just called Dave Mike because I had a brain fart.
Okay.
No, from this one, it's like I was
Talking
getting,
to the mic.
I was getting out of G.I. Joe by then.
Yeah, I like girls back then.
Yeah. But I do remember I had a lot of these. Ambush, I'm going to go with him. He had all the cool gear, had all the cool stuff. Ambush.
All right.
Ambush?
Ambush.
Okay.
Yeah, get up on your mic there too. Next time
up
around.
on your Get up mic.
on it.
Quit using it as a pillow and talking
No.
to it.
How about
No.
you, Megatron?
Over here, Dave.
Let's see, 1990.
This mic over here, Dave.
I'd say
Not that mic.
I had actually kind of strayed away from the small ones because that's the year that they came out with the 12-inch.
That's what she said.
So I was starting to collect those. But the last figure I did in that year, what the hell?
It's the 12-inch.
Oh, shut up. Was Bullhorn.
Cool.
To me, he kind of reminded me of like some East LA cholo with a bullhorn.
Nice. Buckley.
I'm going with Sewer Swimming Donatello. Because y'all were playing with those. I was playing with Ninja Turtles like a good boy.
Yeah, same here.
Mike.
Mikey.
I'm going to go with what Dave said, ambush.
All right.
Say it 5 times, though.
Ambush. Ambush.
Shamu?
Shabu
What?
shabu.
All right.
Can
so
you edit this where Miguel says he likes 12-inch Rodimus Prime?
sure,
Okay.
it'll be my ringtone. All right. So Scott,
you,
who were
fuck
the
you, fuck you,
1990 Cobras?
All right. The 1990 Cobras were Laser Viper, Metalhead, Night Creeper, Range Viper, Rock Viper, Saw Viper, Undertow, Lamprey, the Sonic Fighter, the Sonic Fighter Viper, Overlord, the Dictator Driver, and Vapor, the Hurricane Driver.
Okay, so I'm going to start this off. I'm going to say the Viper Sonic Fighter. I don't know. There's something about him being with like the gold and the red face mask. I love that Viper and would love to army build it. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mine, Jesus, this was a terrible year for Cobra figures, and I didn't own any of them. I was already out of it by this time.
I had
too.
most of these, I think, but I think
I
maybe
was out,
2
yeah.
years
I
after
was
this,
out.
I kind of stopped
Yeah.
collecting.
I want to say just in what I've collected now, the Vapor, the Hurricane Driver. I really like that. So,
All right.
Vapor.
Yeah, I don't know. After looking through the list, I kind of think that maybe the Range Viper is the one that I like the most.
He's got like that skull mask and
Yeah.
yeah, it looks creepy.
I wanted to say the Saw Viper, but that pink is just a little bit.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
off-putting. I'm looking at it here.
Yeah,
in the
but
comic, he was a badass. He's the
badass.
one that killed like 10 Joes.
The infamous.
Yeah. But yeah, the
And he has a
figure's
saw,
terrible.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Dave.
For me, I mean, modern figure, I'd go Range Viper, but it's not modern. I'm going to have to go with Metalhead.
Also, kind of
Yeah.
a cool figure.
It is.
You
Awful
were
character
crazy
in the
like him, though,
cartoon
huh?
though.
Kablam!
Yeah.
Jesus
Probably the only reason I picked that guy is because I remember him so well from the cartoon.
Yeah.
Bang!
For me, it would be. It's actually a tie between Laser Viper and Undertow.
There is no ties.
So, but if I had to pick one,
Oh,
it'd
fuck, I
actually
forgot
be
Undertow.
Undertow's
Yes,
dope. Undertow's
I'm
great.
I'm backing up.
No,
and
you're
I'm
not.
backing up.
No.
Miguel, yes, Undertow was the best figure of that year.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that
Absolutely.
No, I'm all over your sloppy seconds on this one, sir. Undertow is awesome.
Vapor.
It came with a little barracuda.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Vapor, you're out.
All right, Brian.
Winglet and Screw Loose.
That was a good figure,
They were
actually,
pretty bad.
by the way.
But
Is
You
that the
just
turtle
look.
still? Is that still?
Oh
the
yeah,
turtle?
turtles.
Yeah.
He's still
That
doing
movie
turtles.
was out and about. Dude. You didn't have a GI Joe movie in 1990. So
Ratchet and Clank.
All right, Mike.
I can't make a choice. It's either what you said,
So
Undertow,
Undertow?
or the
It's pretty cool.
or the Range Viper.
Undertow's
That's
cool.
one of those two. Just
All right, so Sonic Viper for Mike.
There
Sounds
you
good. All right, and we do the vehicles all lumped into one. So Scott, give us the Joe and Cobra vehicles.
All right, here we go. The Avalanche, the General, the Hammer, the Locust, the Mobile Battle Bunker, Retaliator, Sky Havoc, Skyhawk, Sky Raven, Sky Shark, Destro's Dominator, the Dictator, the Hammerhead, the Hurricane, the Piranha, and the Rage.
All right, so I'm going to start this off. Sky Raven, 100%. Love that vehicle.
Hey, Brian, say that one because
The Hammer is actually a close second. It got a ton of play.
That's cool.
I'm going to go with the Hurricane, the VTOL Hurricane.
Yeah,
That's a cool jet.
it's bigger than I would have expected. I got it a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
and
same
had
here.
never actually seen it in person before, and I was like, "This is larger than I expected."
It's a nice callback to some of the older episodes of G.I. Joe before they had the Rattler and all that. It was good, cool.
Before
jet.
they knew what the planes were going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Hammer. It's a neat looking vehicle. It's very sleek and
it's a cool
lot of
Humvee.
guns.
The back
Yeah.
opens up, and you get like a ton of guns on it, missiles, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
really cool.
And nothing spring loaded.
Nope.
Dave,
I had none of these, man. I had none of these.
I got them all if you want to come over and play.
Jesus. Well, I have a few now, and I'm gonna have to go with the Battle Bunker because that thing's
Oh, Jesus Christ.
bad. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
it's
bad.
actually kind of a cool vehicle.
I love it. I love it.
That was mine. Mobile battle.
Yeah,
It was yours, but you gave it to me.
Yes, that's true.
You ever seen the General, though? The General.
I
is-
don't like those big
It's a
rolling
very
headquarter
cool-
things.
I had no fucking room as a kid for that.
Yeah. I know. I
Well, you had
struggle
your
with it.
flag taking up all the space. So
That is true. Yes, yes, yes.
Brian, what sewer van thing did you like?
no, it was the pizza shooter.
Yeah.
Okay, they're driving around in a big tank, shoots pizza at the Foot Clan.
All right.
I believe it's called the pizza shooter.
Effective.
It's awesome.
And Mike?
I had this.
Blimp
I had
was-
this
the
as a
blimp was
kid,
cool.
and actually the Destro Dominator.
All right.
To go with that, I had this.
It's also
I
a
remember,
cool
now that I
vehicle.
see it, yeah.
That's cool.
All right. So that
very
is
fragile.
our 1990 debate. Next time we meet together, we'll do
I
1991.
think I won that one.
We got to.
Sure.
Oh, Brian.
You don't
All right.
bring me on for my good looks.
So before we get out of here, we have Kevin's stupid game to get through.
Okay, so I didn't click. What the hell is this?
It's notes for me. I specifically didn't want you to click on it, but it's
Okay.
for me to click on, so I have the notes. So thank you for following directions and
I
not
listened.
clicking the link. All right, so there's the Action Figure Therapy is a website, and this guy sells a lot of custom.
Is that what I shared on the page?
Yeah, it's custom and other.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Well, I'm telling our listeners.
Okay, then talk.
He's trying.
I'm going to talk about my watch some more.
Shoosh.
Okay, they're Lego minifigures, all right, and he gives them hysterical names.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through one by one.
I'm not looking.
I'm going to, Scott, try not to look at
I'm
my
not
screen
looking.
here. And I'm going to read off the description of the character,
And we try to guess
and
who
you
it
have to
is?
tell me who it is.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Fun.
The fuck?
For the
Phone's
record,
on silent.
That was Brian. For the record, that was Brian.
But it was topical.
If we could have heard it. All right. Are you going to do it again? I can't see you. No? Okay. No. All right. So, Scott. All right, Scott, you're up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Face changing, but not body changing. So, who is he really fooling? Muscular battle hero.
Oh my god.
Dave.
No,
Manny faces.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's correct. All right, keep track of your own points too, because I don't have time for that. All right,
It's one.
Gary. Tetanus-mouthed robot, claw arm, evil muscular boner creep.
I know it.
This is from a bunch of different series, or
These cover all
Okay.
sorts of fandoms.
Say it again.
Trap Jaw.
It is Trap
Yeah,
Jaw.
that's what I would have guessed.
All right, some of these are
He-Man, right?
super easy. So
What's that?
Trap Jaw's from He-Man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another one. All right, Dave. Superhero lady whose main power is having amazing boobs. Is that Wonder Woman?
I know. No.
Who's amazing power with boobs? Wonder Woman.
Boob window.
Nope. No, don't,
No?
no helping.
Nah, I'm good.
Nope. All right, Scott, you want to steal?
Power Girl.
Is it Power Girl or is it Power? I thought it was
It's
Power.
Power
You
Girl.
got the note.
Girl.
Boob window.
No, I thought it was Power Woman. That's why I was.
Power Girl.
I never
Power
even
Girl.
heard of that.
It's not
yes,
good,
it's
Mike.
Power Girl. Yeah, she's got the
Here's the
round,
notes.
just big boobs and
Never
she's
heard of
strong.
her.
I have 2 points.
Never heard of Power Girl.
All right,
2
Miguel.
points.
Okay.
Hairy Canadian fast healing angry claw man in wife
Wolverine.
wife beater.
Logan.
All right, Brian. Stubborn space hermit who milks indigenous creatures in an
That one
It's
got
not a
me.
Ninja Turtle.
Who is Guy Luke Walker?
in an unsavory manner.
Oh my god. I think that's the one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Sadistic zombie
Was
apocalypse.
that really Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So
old,
this
old
is
man
not-
Luke.
So it's not just cartoons, but just
It's all fandom.
all fandom.
Yep.
Okay.
Sadistic zombie apocalypse baseball bat head whacker dude.
Dave. Dave.
No, but that is his favorite word.
God damn it.
No. All right.
Pass.
Dave.
Negan.
It is Negan.
I was going to say
What?
Lucille.
I
I was going to say Lucille.
Fuck.
All right, Scott, back to you. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Terminally ill contraband manufacturing underwear science teacher.
Say my name.
Yeah, I know. Shit, what is his name? It's Breaking Bad. It's
Say my name.
Dave.
Heisenberg. I'm just going to say Heisenberg because he goes by Heisenberg.
That's his
He goes by
nickname.
Heisenberg.
Walter White.
is
There you go.
Son of
Walter
a
White.
bitch.
All right.
3 points.
2? Or did you? You got to steal
Gary.
2,
Yeah,
right?
steal.
All right,
Yeah.
Scott's got 3. All right, Gary.
Dave has 2.
Post-apocalyptic rich orphan vigilante rodent man.
Oh my God. Who could this be, Batman?
easy.
Yes, and this particular minifigure
Post-apocalyptic,
is
though?
the Batman from Batman vs Superman in his dream.
Oh.
He's wearing the trench coat. So,
Okay, Goggle Batman.
yeah, goggle Batman.
Goggle Batman.
All right. Let's see if I can get one that's not too easy for Dave.
Oh, Jesus.
Cigar smoking, hornless, large-headed hero demon.
Not too
And Hellboy.
Not too hard.
Hellboy 2.
All right. Let's see. Miguel. Southwestern handheld cutting device, Slaughterman.
Southwestern. Say it again.
Southwestern
Can I steal?
handheld cutting device,
Can I steal?
Slaughterman.
Can I steal? I'm next. If he doesn't
Texas Chainsaw
Leatherface.
get- Yeah, you got
Wow,
it.
I
I
didn't
would
even get
not
that
have
one.
gotten that one.
That's good, Miguel.
Jesus.
Those hard ones, good.
Good pull. Good pull.
That's what she said.
She said.
I almost said Ash.
All right, Brian.
Yo. Oh, you what? You wouldn't give that to me, sure.
Pop singer whose only crime was loving children too much. Parentheses, and maybe molesting them.
I just love children so much. I just hang my baby out the window. That's Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
You giving them easy ones, Kevin.
Some of them are easy. All right,
Michael
Mike.
Jackson.
Italian stereotype boxer man who isn't very good but never gives up.
Rocky Balboa.
There you go.
AKA Sylvester Stallone.
Give up.
Let's see.
The Italian stallion.
Fight the fight. Fight the fight.
Hang on. Back to Scott, right?
Cool, baby.
Yeah.
Hard to understand masked bad guy who was born into darkness.
This is what I sound like
Everybody do Bane impressions at the same time. All right.
I believe we are.
That's number 4.
Sound like
He's
Bane's
stealing
grandmother.
your title, Brian. Come on.
It sounds like Krang almost. Shredder.
Okay, this one's really hard, but it's fucking hilarious. All right, Gary.
All right, I'm
That's
ready.
what she said.
Guy whose job
Every
was,
time. That's what he says
That was
every
actually a
time.
good one.
all right, guy whose job was super cool sounding until 9/11. Thanks a lot, terrorists.
What? Say it again.
What the fuck?
Guy whose job was super cool sounding until 9/11. Thanks a lot, terrorists. Minifigure. These all ended
something
minifigure.
bomber, then
That's weird.
That's from
I
a
mean, look
movie.
right
That's
at
a
Mike
saying
and
That's
from a
weird.
movie.
Get the answer. Look at me. Look in my eyes. Look deep.
I'm looking
in
at
my
your eyes.
I don't think you're
Give me
gonna-
the
I-
answer.
I don't think you're gonna get it.
Osmosis. Osmosis.
Osmosis
Jones.
I'll go with Osmosis
Final
Jones.
answer. Final answer.
It was Firefly from G.I. Joe.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
I know.
Wow.
I just thought that was a hilarious
That's how you
name.
just making shit up. That's
Yeah.
next.
Thanks, Kevin.
Give Gary another one because that's some
All
bullshit.
All right. How about this one? 1980 cybernetic policeman who had an awesome dance move named after him.
Why do I keep having the hard ones, RoboCop?
All right, Dave. Summer camp sporting goods enthusiast, horny teen stabber.
Brian B.
He's correct. He's absolutely correct.
I'm gonna pass. I don't know.
What?
No, you're
Are you
not.
Come on.
Who wants to steal?
I'll steal it.
steal it.
Steal.
Can I
Right.
appropriately
He
steal
cannot.
it?
He cannot steal it because that's his shit.
Brian.
No, fucking Brian.
Fucking Brian.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees.
Jason
Yeah,
Voorhees.
right. Get it right.
The answer is Jason
I don't
Voorhees.
watch
right.
those movies.
All right,
watch those movies.
I
Miguel.
don't either.
Were these all set up when you thought maybe 5 people were coming? So it was like,
All right, Miguel, you ready?
all right, good.
Punitive trench coat wearing veteran construction worker.
That's easy.
Yeah, come on.
What the fuck?
That's
Osmosis,
easy.
Miguel.
That's easy.
Moses Jones.
Punitive trench coat wearing.
Yeah, this one's kind of hard.
No, it's easy. I know what this. Can I steal?
Go ahead and steal.
Can I steal the Punisher?
Frank
Punisher.
Castle.
Yep.
Construction.
Have you not watched the
Punisher?
Punisher?
No, I haven't.
He was a fucking cop, wasn't he?
No.
No, he was a war veteran.
Yeah, and then he started working construction. He was banging on the walls, and they're like,
Are we
"Hey,
talking
motherfucker."
Netflix series?
Yeah.
No, I didn't fucking watch it.
You don't
Nah,
watch
neither.
it?
And even
Okay.
Never mind,
Brian.
whatever.
Yeah.
Super tan pro wrestling legend who gets tired during sex.
I'm sorry, there was way too much laughter. Can
Yeah,
you
try
repeat
not to
that?
laugh directly into the mic. Super tan pro wrestling legend who gets tired during sex.
If you don't get this, I'll steal it.
Ooh, that's not macho men, but oh, the Hulkster, baby.
That is
What
Hulk.
you gonna do
All right, Mike.
When I can ooze all over you.
Senior. Hey,
Oh my
all
god.
right, shh, here we go.
Yuck.
Mike. Senior citizen space wizard with laser sword.
Dave. Couple.
I'll steal it. I'm a steal the shit.
Fucking shit. Give it to Scott. What the fuck?
Really? Osmosis.
This is bullshit. I think this is rigged. This is fucking
Miguel.
I already
Brian. Scott.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan
Oh
Kenobi.
my gosh. No.
Okay, where are our points at right now, Scott?
Scott one.
5.
Scott got the 5 fingers of death.
Gary has 4. Dave.
2.
2.
Two.
Miguel 2. Brian. All right.
I got 1 or 2. I don't fucking know.
All right. We're gonna go one more time to see if anybody can dethrone Scott, who's currently in the lead.
Give him a fucking hard one, Kevin.
That's what she said.
Literally and figuratively, give him a fucking hard one.
All right. How about this, Scott?
All right.
Ridiculously overarmed, grizzled assassin guy.
Grizzled assassin guy. Cable?
Can I take it?
Anybody want not Cable?
Not
Can I
cable.
take it? That is Deadpool.
It is not Deadpool.
Say it again. Say it again.
Ridiculously overarmed, grizzled assassin guy.
I fucking know this, and
It's
it's.
Leon the Professional. Sorry.
I know this, and I can't get it out. And I know exactly who you're talking about.
Overly armed,
God damn it.
grizzled.
I just drew a blank.
You wrote the question.
No, I'm just reading it right here. They don't have his real name here. I'm
Overly armed, like he has too many weapons.
Yeah, he had too many
time's
weapons.
up. It was
Time's up. Time's not up.
fucking the bad guy
Son
from
of a
Green
bitch.
Arrow, the orange and
Oh, and I wouldn't know.
Deathstroke. Deathstroke. Thank you.
Are you serious?
It was Deathstroke.
That's
Yep.
that's bullshit.
That's bullshit. And it was my question. That's bullshit.
All right, Gary.
'Kay.
Calm, bearded tree enthusiast painter dude.
Oh my god.
Steal. Steal.
Bob Ross.
Who came up with this?
What?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Bob
Damn.
We're tied now.
All right, Dave.
Oh, I know.
Alien big game hunter who also turns sort of invisible.
I'll steal.
Oh,
Steal.
Predator. Predator.
Steal.
God.
I steal.
It is Predator.
Somebody hold that fucker's hands down.
Steal. Steal.
All right,
I want
Miguel.
to win. God damn it.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Sad lying idiot in dumb red hat.
Dave.
Sad, lying idiot.
In dumb red hat.
What the fuck?
That's that's dumb red.
Dumb red. Yeah, that
Dumb
hat
red
is pretty
hat.
damn
Oh,
red.
red
There's a red hat. Dumb idiot.
I got it.
Red hat.
Sad,
I got it.
lying idiot in dumb red hat.
I will say it's not really a nerd fandom.
Steal.
Anything?
Ash from Pokemon?
No. Scott?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Oh, shit.
That's
number 6.
All right, Brian.
Shit.
Wisecracking, burned up cancer survivor, assassin guy.
Dave.
Come on.
That would be my last answer, which was Deathstroke. No, I'm Deadpool.
Deadpool is correct. All right, Mike. Completely heterosexual fur diaper warrior.
Dave.
Steal.
Dave.
Is that He-Man?
Steal.
Yes. That's He-Man. These go on and on and on. It's fucking.
You have look.
Is this
You gotta-
Is this Dan Bilek?
I don't know who writes this page.
You gotta give it.
It's
It's between Gary and Scott right now.
Post it on his.
I got 6. He's got 5.
I got 5.
Game's
Yeah,
over.
I think Scott wins this one. So,
Yeah.
Do one more for them.
Over.
If Scott gets it, then he gets it. And then
all right, let me see if I can
give him a fucking hard one.
Have Mike choose.
Yeah, let me look at them things. Can I come over there?
Hang on. Let me find one.
Sad idiot in a red hat.
Like what?
Well, I wasn't thinking.
I'm like, is that Dr.
Some of these-
Seuss?
I wasn't either.
I thought it was Dr. Seuss. I was like, Dr.
Okay.
Seuss. Where's
Well, that's
Waldo?
in popular
All right,
culture, not sad
here's
culture.
here's a whoever can get it first.
Okay.
Even though Scott's still in the lead,
Gotta raise your hand real quick.
All right.
just say it if you know it. This is only between Gary and Scott. Disgruntled, shirtless Vietnam guy.
Rambo.
Scott is hands down the winner of this game.
Fuck.
That is
Scott.
Could
Rambo.
do
So,
that
some
one.
of the others are like
do that one.
Snake Eyes is possibly blind karate commando.
What does the Voltron one say?
Oh, Voltron. I mean, it's all the way up at the top.
There's a
here.
Voltron?
Yeah, but it's overly obvious. 5 robot lions that form a giant robot with a sword, aka the greatest minifigure in the universe.
Yeah, you already know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. And then there's like a scary kid-loving sewer clown with balloon.
Yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Kevin's stupid game. It worked out.
That was great.
That was actually pretty fun.
It worked out much better than some of our previous ones. So, quick shout outs to our social media. Again, you can find us on nerdswithattitudepodcast.com. Please click on the store link and help support our podcast by buying a t-shirt, sticker, button, anything you like. Proceeds will help keep us on the air. Buy us new equipment like mic stands that we need desperately. And you can get some really cool, really well-made merch.
We
This
need
is
wires.
and also, you can find us on any social media platform. Just look up Nerds with Attitude, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and not Snapchat.
That's right. Nerds with Attitude podcast.
But we're on Snapchat, but we don't post anything because it's Snapchat. It's stupid. So, Mike, thank you for joining us again. If you'll
Thanks
go
for
ahead
having
and take us out of here.
It's Michael M.
And Brian B.
It's been Miggs.
It's been Flavy Davy.
It's scary.
Spartan Scott. There we go.
And I have been the fur diaper wearing heterosexual
Totally
guy.
heterosexual. Get your hand.
And
Where's your hand right now?
It's hands are
Okay,
above
good.
the table, and you guys keep it nerdy.
Bye.